Do you ever feel like you're drowning in anxiety? And no matter how much mindset work you try, it doesn't touch it. That was me this morning. Not just anxious, completely overloaded. And I want to share honestly how I move through moments like this and simple steps that you can use if life feels too much. So, welcome to Reflections of the Sacred Self and this latest video where we're going to be talking about anxiety, overwhelm, and how I ground myself when everything feels too much. Um, so this morning I woke up and there were lots of things playing on my mind. So my son's away with his dad for the week. I hate it when he's away for a whole week. It's such a long time. He's only just turned 5 and he doesn't really want to go. We don't want to be apart and it's just horrible. I don't even get on with his dad that well. So it compounds to it because he doesn't really let him speak to me when he's away. And yeah, it's just not nice. And I was worrying about financially where I am and what's going on and all of these things in my life. And it was all going round and round in my head. And I felt like I couldn't cope. And the honesty is I was thinking like I just tend to live my life. And one of the things I've become aware of is I live my life with this kind of underlying anxiety. So even when I'm not anxious, there's actually something just underneath living there. And I'm aware that like all these feelings I was having this morning, it was more than just anxiety. It's every system firing at once. So my emotional, my relational, my financial, my existential, all these things. So I'm doubting myself as a human being, whether I can cope, and all of these things. It was all happening all at once. And I'm not sharing this because I have it all figured out, because I think that that would be me lying if I said that. I'm sharing because I want you to know that you're not broken if you feel this way too, right? And it helps me to share, to show you, like I could, it improves things for me, but it also helps me to know that other people can benefit from hearing a real story, not something that is airbrushed to look good just for social media. So, what I've learned about kind of what happens with me with anxiety, it's not just a mindset problem. So, like the number of times you will hear people say in the self-help world, oh, it's just a choice how you feel. It's just a choice. You can choose to feel a different way. And there's some validity to that. But there's also like, there's some validity to if you're in a difficult situation where someone's being annoying, how you view it, you have a choice to how you view it. But when you've got a lot of stresses going on and there's a lot of pressure on you, sometimes you don't actually mentally have the choice because your nervous system crashes. So you actually are, if your fight or flight is triggered, you need to actually do something other than just changing your thoughts, because the mind is not going to cut it. Gratitude journaling and thinking positive thoughts are not going to cut it because your nervous system is in crisis. And it's not weakness, it's just biology. So when we're constantly under this pressure, and fight or flight is triggered. And like I was saying, I live with a little bit of underlying anxiety. So I'm living with a little bit of fight or flight triggered all of the time. So it's there. So that when stressful things happen, it's really easy for me to go up there because I'm experiencing that stress as it is. So when you're in fight or flight mode, which obviously is where I was this morning and where I live a little bit all the time, your brain literally can't make rational long-term decisions. So that whole, I want to solve all these problems, I'm going to think positively and I'm going to sort it all out, actually you can't do it. So when people give you the advice of just think positively or just change your thoughts, you actually physically can't do that because you can't figure out the right thoughts to have anyway. So the first step to kind of getting to the point where you can change your thoughts is to take a step back and to calm the body and calm the mind. So I'm going to take you through a practice that I did this morning, and you can hopefully adapt it so that it kind of fits for you. So the first thing I did was to stabilize my body. Now I haven't got the right cushion here that I used, but I used a cushion, and I just picked a cushion up and I just hugged it. Right. So it could be something heavy, but just the weight of the cushion, it's not that heavy, but putting my arms around it and holding it feels like a weight. That immediately calms your nervous system. It helps to make you feel safer. And then making sure my feet were flat on the floor. And I just said to myself, I'm here. I have a floor. I have breath. So I'm just feeling in myself right now. And then I did some box breath. So for box breath, you inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. And I think I did 4 or 5 rounds this morning. You might only need to do 3, but I was feeling very anxious. So I would inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. So you might want to do that 3 or 4 times, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then I did an orientation. So I named 3 things I could see, which was quite easy, and then 2 things I could hear, which took me a bit of work. I could hear a little bit of the neighbours, so I had to really listen to hear the neighbours. And then 1 thing I could feel, and the cushion that I had this morning had more texture on it, so I was feeling the cushion, and that really kind of brought me back into my body. And then I actually put the cushion down and I tapped on my collarbone here. And I said, even in this moment, I am allowed to find calm. Even in this moment, I am allowed to find calm. All of that helped instantly to just bring, because I was at a high anxiety stage and I was ruminating and worrying about things. I wasn't in the, oh, I'm going to panic stage, but there was a lot going on for me. So I brought it down and it made a difference. So then I wanted to anchor myself to short-term safety, because what happens is when that anxiety hits, and this is for me particularly, I'm trying to solve all my problems. So I'm trying to solve myself out of all these problems so that like everything's fixed. You can't actually do that. Like it doesn't happen. You have to start making steps. And so the first thing I wanted to do is anchor myself into safety. So I do have a roof over my head. I do have food in the kitchen. I do have skills to be able to earn money. I've got some buffers kind of help that could help me. And I've already started to build a community. So I already had things that were there that I could say, yeah, okay, I've got these things. So that can ground me. And allow that so I could access the part of my brain that could allow me to make one decision. So one thing that I can do today, just decide on one thing and start taking action towards that one thing. And then making the next move. So writing down simple things that you could do. So my number 1 priority today is my nervous system safety. And I only need to do one helpful thing, or I'm not allowed to solve everything. So I'm kind of like allowing myself to say, right, do you know what? My nervous system safety is the most important thing. I don't have to solve everything, and I can just take one small action, and that's going to help. And I also set myself some goals. So one was to do this video, to share this so that I can allow other people to see like where I'm at, what's happening, what's going on, and be able to share that with you so that you kind of, other people can benefit. And it was to rest, eat and breathe. And also to, because I'm worrying about things financially, to brainstorm ideas where I can, bring some money in and do some stuff towards that. And so it was actually just really practical, doing these things, not solving the problems. So maybe I just come up with something that's going to bring me a little bit of money in right now that might just keep the wolf from the door. And it's not about solving the huge problems and doing all of that, because when you start to see everything as huge problems, and I'm very much like this, the huge problem comes up and I have to solve it and everything's really massive. And then I've got this another huge problem and that one, and it all loads up on itself. And I overwhelm myself with thoughts, which is ironic because I'm doing a 5-day Overwhelm challenge, Overwhelm detox in my community. So I kind of overwhelmed myself. I don't know, maybe it's like, I'm talking about overwhelm so much that I'm kind of bringing it on, which is possible. So give those things a go. So for you might want to practice the stabilizing your body, those exercises that I took you through. And then think, for the anchoring to your safety, just think of the things that you actually have that make you feel safe. So do you have a roof over your head? Do you have food? Do you have family? Like, what's going to make you feel safe? And then thinking about things that you can do right now, which is a small task, to help you to feel like you're making progress. So I used to abandon myself in moments like this and try and fix everything at once. Like I was saying, it's like it's this huge problem I've got to solve. But now, like you see, if you're doing this, I'm choosing presence. So I'm choosing to come out of the worst case scenario thinking in the future, what's going to happen, what will happen if this happens, then that might happen, and then that might happen, and just come out of that and come into the present moment. I don't need to feel confident. I just need to feel like I'm here. So I need to be present in myself. And then that helps the next step to come clear. Sometimes when you're trying to think too much about it, then you actually trigger your nervous system. And then when your nervous system is triggered, you can't think, and then you're trying to think, and so you're stuck in a loop and you can't get out of it. So when we just say, right, I'm going to stop thinking, I'm going to calm my nervous system, and I'm just going to do the basics. I'm just going to be here for myself today. I'm just going to allow myself to be present and to feel what I feel. Then often the solution just comes to you, and the way you can move forward becomes really clear. So when you feel overwhelmed, what helps you to come back to presence first? It might be thoughts that work for you. For me, it is the physical sensations connecting with my body, calming my nervous system, really helps me to come back to presence. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've got some value out of it. And if you like it, please remember to like the video and subscribe so you can see the other things that I do and help invite and allow other people to see it too. And I also share more and practices and trainings and things in my free school group. So if you'd like to join and have the community support as well as the practices, I'll put the link in the description below, and I would absolutely love to see you there. Bye.